we doing today?
We kickstarted 2024 with a
we ended 2023.
Technically,
that doesn't count for 2024.
Was it not?
No, because we ended it on New Year's Eve.
Oh, see, that's my issue. Is it felt like it was 3 days.
It felt like a week.
It felt like it lasted 3 days.
No, that's how we ended 2023. So now we got to do something bigger in 2024.
Which, honestly, I've been thinking about it.
The
more I think about it, I think about the 100-mile race or something stupid crazy.
I have I have a really big goal that it's going to be like 5 or more years.
Interesting.
Yeah. But for this year, I have 2 different Misogis that I'm looking at signing up for. I got to look at dates, which ones are available, and which one fits. But I don't know if I want to say the big one out loud yet. Because I don't want to I don't want to say it. I haven't 100% decided if I'm going to attempt it yet.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It's going to be a big mountain climb.
Of sorts? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Either Everest or Kilimanjaro.
That'd be cool.
Dude, I want to.
Yeah.
I've
always wanted to hike like an actual
yeah. And that's not going to be like that's something that's going to take years to train for and prepare for and learn like all the so I don't know all what I'm getting like into yet. But that's something that like has been on my mind the last couple of days of
those documentaries.
Like a lifelong goal, a lifelong bucket list.
Yeah.
Like those things don't just happen. You got to plan them. You got to prepare for them. So no, I got to do some more research on it, but we'll see.
Yeah. We start small too.
Yeah.
Dominate one mountain at a time and then take on the big boys.
Yeah. So what we're really talking about is I've already said the word a couple times. A Misogi. So a Misogi, this is something that, man, Cody told me about this years ago, and it was one of those things that it didn't really connect with me until we did the row.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've all of a sudden been like seeing things about it on the internet. I have a book right now called The Comfort Crisis. Highly recommend. That talks a lot about it. And it's just for some reason, whatever the world is sending me this Misogi thing. And it's just like, it's all I can think about right now.
Yeah.
So essentially what a Misogi is, it is an old Japanese ritual where essentially you choose to do something so hard, so outside of your comfort zone that pushes your limits to the next level, that transforms you, not so much physically as it does mentally, psychologically, and even spiritually. And the book I'm reading, the guy, he's pretty cool. I can't remember the author, but he's like, there's 3 rules to Misogi. 1, it's got to be really effing hard.
Yeah.
2, you can't die. Or it doesn't count. And 3, you should have a 50-50 shot of failing. That's how challenging it should be.
Oh, that's cool. I like
so,
that.
like, if you do it, it should not be something where you know you're going to complete it.
Right.
It's like, I might not make this. I might call it quits at 3 a.m. on the 24-hour row.
Yeah.
So a Misogi is really a way for us to get out of our comfort zones, because in the day and age we live in, we are way too comfortable, and that's really, really new in the human existence. I mean, like, it's only been in the last less than 100 years that we have, like, had shelter with air conditioning and heat and vehicles with air conditioning and heat and driving to our cushy jobs where we sit on a chair all day and then go home and get to sit on a couch. And, like, we used to have to hunt our food and make shelter and be stranded out in the cold and the hot and chase down animals and all this stuff. And there's a lot of science that goes into when you get outside your comfort zone, what it does for your hormones, your psychological state, depression, anxiety, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So really the Misogi is about finding something that is so far outside of your comfort zone that it pushes your capabilities and you learn more about yourself. You learn another level that you didn't know you had. And we talked about this during our row. The only way to get there is to go through these really hard things.
Yeah.
Like there's no way to shortcut it. There's no way to circumvent it. There's no way to get there other than like going through hell and coming out the other side of it.
Yeah.
So that's really what I'm like, man, I'm super interested right now. I just read a quote. I'm going to probably screw it up. But it was something like, he who's willing to risk it all is the only one that will know his limits. So you have to be willing to, like, again, 50-50 shot of failing. You have to be willing to do something so big that you may fail in order to find out what you're really made of.
Yeah. No, I think, like, even to parallel that, like, into the gym, it, like, goes with lifting, right? You'll never truly know how much weight you can lift unless you're willing to fail.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, that felt really good,
Yeah.
but could you do more? If you say yes, then why are you not trying?
Yeah.
If you say, I don't know, then why are you not trying? Because you don't truly know what you could potentially lift. So I think I've never really dove into that deep because I have never read the book. I don't know, but there's something about being super, super uncomfortable and doing, like, just nasty things like that I just love.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it sucks.
It does.
Like, I don't love it in the middle of it, but there's so many lessons coming out of the other side that you learn about yourself that will make you a better person the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Or the rest of your life or whatever it is. So it's not like, so we did a 24-hour max distance row.
Yep. As individuals.
Yeah, anybody that's watching this probably saw that we did it, probably knows about it. So our goal is we stayed in the gym for 24 hours, and we were trying to get as many meters on the rower as possible.
Yeah.
You know, had food here, had some water here. We just sit here and
just rode.
Suffer. I mean, it sucked. Like, middle of the night came. It was dark for outside, but dark, like, mentally, physically. And there was two options. You quit, call it a night, pack up, go home, which crossed my mind a lot. Crossed my mind a lot. Or you find a way to just continue to push, knowing that the discomfort will end.
Yeah.
And there's something about when you finish the thing, again, the lessons you learn, the pride that you get, the feeling of euphoria that you get, I have not found that doing anything else.
No.
So these Misogis are really not about the physical challenges or the physical feats. It's more about what you gain as a person going through them.
Yeah. There's the 24-hour row, even our marathon that I did not train for.
Yeah.
They were both just very uncomfortable things. I would never I just did them because I knew, hey, this is going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. I might fail. I might succeed. And just like my marathon, the row, there was points where I was like, I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, I do not want to do this. It's not worth it. Like,
yeah.
And I pushed through the end, and it was such a euphoric feeling once I got done. I didn't care who was there. Just the fact that I completed it was just like this instant, just like, I fucking did it.
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
Yeah.
And it was just such a great feeling.
Yeah. And then now you have those boundaries. Like, now you know that you can push your capabilities because of your mental fortitude. That's what it's all about. We can all do a lot more than we realize. But again, the only way to truly know is to actually do it.
Yeah.
And a Misogi can be different for everybody. It could be your first 5 or 10K. It could be your first half full marathon. It could be a 100-mile race. It could be the 240-mile race in the Sahara Desert. It's different for everybody. But again, it's something that is so outside your comfort zone and so challenging. Mm-hmm. It's not come in and do a CrossFit workout. That's hard. That's challenging for some. But that's not enough to really like, oh my God, I could only do that like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
It's got to really stretch your limits.
And part of that too is like once you're in the gym doing the thing, it becomes part of your routine. It's your comfort zone. Yeah. To me, working out is my comfort zone.
That's not uncomfortable anymore.
Yeah. It's where I go. It's what I do. It's like, it's where I have like my fun. That's where I have my enjoyment.
Yeah.
So no longer is that the discomfort. It's like I have to seek other things. And that's where that 24-hour row Seth said he was doing it. I said, I'm in. I didn't blink an eye. So
and there's different levels, right?
Yeah.
Like doing that marathon, I would consider that a Misogi for me because that was way outside my comfort zone. For other people, they can go run a marathon every weekend.
Yeah.
Right? Like my coach, Josh Marundi, he's doing a 100-miler this weekend. That's
just insane.
That's unfathomable to me right now. But then there's things like that, David Goggins can do that Josh can't. So there's different levels. So the biggest thing with like the Misogi is don't compare yours to other people's, and don't let what other people are doing affect yours. Use some of it for inspiration and for guidance, but you really got to find what is the thing that scares you, that is way outside your comfort zone, that you're not sure you're able to complete. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like you said, it's just like anything. It's based off the individual. Yours is not going to look like ours, and yours is not going to look like someone else's.
Yeah.
It's going to be different. You might have you might have a battle buddy. You might find a battle buddy,
absolutely.
But it's like, but you don't have to do what others do. Like, do what is going to make you uncomfortable and challenge you, and whatever that is the best.
Yeah, and while you're doing it, the goal is to, you want to get to that dark spot, the uncomfortable spot, the spot of I think I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
And you figure out how not to quit. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at that, the farther you'll be able to push your limits.
It builds that resilience.
Yeah, so this is something I truly believe everybody should do.
Yeah.
Everybody should do it. Most people listening to this will not.
No.
They're gonna listen like, oh man, that sounds really cool.
They'll never do it.
And they're never gonna do it. Or they're gonna use an excuse of, well, Seth and James are they're badasses, or they're mentally tough, or they're really, really fit. That's not what it's about though. Because again, we can, just like CrossFit, a Misogi scalable to different levels. It's going to be uncomfortable for everybody if you choose the right thing.
Yeah, like that was not fun for us. Yeah.
That's the point, is to battle through that. I'm just beating a dead horse here, but to battle through it and just push your boundaries.
No, I agree. I think for 2024, like I'm on that train as well. Like I want to seek those things that are just gonna kind of beat me down a little bit, and grow. And I think it's valuable for those that are listening and those that are at this gym to find what that is for them.
Yeah.
And if they have questions or want more information or guidance, you're more than welcome to ask. We can kind of poke you and push you along. But when it comes down to it, it needs to be what you think is going to challenge you.
Yeah.
And what's going to get you outside that comfort zone. Because I was actually watching a documentary last night. It talks about the idea of like meat production, and as a nation and as a country, we are so engrossed in meat, and that it's the most valuable thing ever, that we have all this like pollution and production coming from it because we are like overeating meat to a certain extent because that's our comfort zone. Because as a nation, we promoted meat is the best route, and I think meat's great. I love meat, but it just goes to show that once we're comfortable with something, that's the thing.
Yeah,
rather than switching
that's a cool
up.
point, because that made me think like a Misogi. The easiest way for me personally to grow my mental fortitude is through a physical task. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical task. It could be something like a 3-day fast.
Yeah.
A 7-day fast. You're not going to die. I know people that have done it. You can drink water and not eat for 7 days. I know many people that have done it. So there's different ways that you can do it.
Yeah,
that's a really cool way to do it. Is some different fasting ideas.
Absolutely.
Watch this creeper van roll through with Jada in the truck. That's fine.
Okay.
If I take off running, you know why.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So I think ultimately though, the big takeaway is just like when it comes to this year and the years to come, is find something that's going to challenge you, pushing you. It's going to get you outside your comfort zone.
Yeah. So there's two I'm looking at right now for 2024. There's some other ones I want to do that are just like we did the 24-hour road that are free, or we can do here locally. But two big ones that I'm looking at is, one is called 29029, which is a hike where you go up and down a mountain as many times as you need to gain the elevation of 29,029 feet, which is the height of Mount Everest, without the actual like being up that high and the dangers of dying. So there's different events at different mountains across the country, and depending on which mountain you're at, they will tell you like it's a whole event. Hey, you got to go up and down this mountain 12 times to hit your 29,000 feet, or you got to go up and down this one 6 times or 2 times or 20 times, and you have your pack and you're going for it.
Yeah.
So that's
Sweet.
one that I'm looking at. The other one is called Diesel Days by the Crooked Butterfly company, and it's a 24-hour event. very similar like the row. It's a 24-hour event where they put you through a whole bunch of stuff. Same thing, hiking, workouts, kind of beat downs for a sense. And then they also teach you during those dark moments how to come out of it, how to like use your mental fortitude, your grit, your resilience to get through it. So that one's a little bit more of like putting you through the shit, and they teach you how to work through it, which I'm really interested in because I want to know like these people that can get through insane human feats, how they can do it.
Yeah.
I want to know how they can do it. So I'm really interested in that one first because I want those skills to then be able to go do the other things.
Yeah.
And have the skills to be able to push through those dark moments. Because, dude, there were times if you weren't here and if I didn't put that, I was doing that 24-hour row out to the public, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have made it. I don't know if I would have made it. And same thing like when we did with the group, the Calhaven Ruck. If we would have had a vehicle that like we had one vehicle at the start and one at the end, so we had no choice but to get to the end. If there was someone willing to come pick us up halfway through and like, hey, just call me and we're 5 minutes away, we'll come pick you up, I might have done it.
Yeah.
Because it's so like I need to work on when the shit hits the fan, how I can push through that and continue.
Yeah.
So that one, the diesel days is a lot about that, putting you through the shit and then teaching you how to come through it. So I'm really interested in that one and the 29029 for my Misogis this year.
Yeah, I dig those.
And then from there,
sweet.
We'll see what else we can come up with.
I like that 2902. I might do that with you. That'd be sweet.
It's a cool thing.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I want to do a 100-mile race. I really do.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I definitely want to do that 2902 one.
100-mile
That'd be
race.
sweet.
You can do a 50-miler first? You're just going right to 100?
No, I'm going straight to 100 mile.
Okay.
No back downs.
Okay. Like we're going to talk about in the next podcast, the first thing to do is schedule it.
Yeah.
Get it on the schedule first, and then you'll work backwards of here's all the things I need to do to prepare to get there. Because we're not like the book I was reading kind of – I disagree with this a little bit. They like a Misogi, they were saying you shouldn't prepare for it. It should be something you throw yourself into and then like jump first and let the wings grow on the way down. There's a line there. There's a line of recklessness where you can really get injured. Like if you just go, I'm gonna go do a 100-mile race tomorrow,
ACLs,
you're gonna get injured. Like you gotta prepare to some level. But what they were saying is like if you're training for a marathon and you go out and you run 20, 22 miles at a time every other week, then you go do your marathons like that, didn't stretch your limits that far because you're already doing the thing. So it needs to stretch your limits, but there's also a line of like being reckless. So I'm a proponent of like choose your Misogi. If there's something that you need to do to prepare for it, let's do it. And you don't want to be so prepared that it's easy.
Right.
So there's that line there.
There is. And like even taking like a 100-mile race, it would be almost physically impossible unless you're David Goggins, apparently.
Yeah.
To just like throw yourself right into a 100-mile race.
Yeah, exactly.
And he even said,
he was pretty messed up. Yeah, like physically. He was in the hospital with rhabdo, kidney failure. I mean, so it's like there's a line.
Yeah.
I see it. I'm not saying that everybody should do that crazy thing. But yeah, the 24-hour row. Like when I signed up for it, it was just a cool challenge I saw online. It ended up becoming like one of my Misogis in 2023. And again, I learned a lot about like where my limits are, where my capabilities are, and where my mindset starts to work against me. And that's something I've always struggled with is like when I get negative, understanding that there's an end to this, that the discomfort is short-lived, it's temporary, and you can keep pushing. Like I'll be honest, I struggle with that. So that's something that I learned during that row is like I need to work on getting to that point and getting through it.
No, I agree. There's a point where there's just a little voice in your head.
Yeah, because even though I hit the goal that I wanted, but there was about 8 hours in there where I gave up on that goal.
Yeah,
and I obviously it was achievable because I achieved it. And yet I gave up on it midway through just because of my mind.
Yep.
Just because I was like, I didn't think I could do it. I was making excuses. This is too hard. I didn't do it right. You know, whatever it might be. So there's definitely some work in there that I can do to grow my capabilities as a human.
No, for sure.
Not just physically, but mentally. Because all this is training your mind for adversity. Guess what? Life's going to give you adversity. It doesn't matter what it is. You lose your job, you lose a loved one, you have a special needs child, doesn't matter. Life is going to give you adversity and kick your dick in the ground.
There's no escaping it.
What you can do is choose how you respond and react to those moments.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to respond and react to those moments progressively is if you train it. And the only way to train it is to put yourself in some really hard times.
Just get uncomfortable.
And get better at. Like I wish there was a way to not have to go through the hard shit and become mentally tough like that. There's just not. There's not. So these things will transfer to life, because when life does kick you down, now you're going to like, okay, I've been here. I've been uncomfortable. I've been, pissed off, upset, mad, hurt, whatever. I know how to work through it. To me, that's the biggest benefit to doing these things.
No, for sure. I agree. I learned so much from the row. And I didn't hit the goal. I was 20,000 short just because I let myself say, no, you can't do this. Like it's not obtainable. Stop.
Yep.
And so, I mean, there's a lot I gained from that, and that's what it is. It's just getting that perspective and understanding of like, oh, hey, when I'm in this oh shit moment, this is how I'm going to react, but I can change that now that I know how I'm going to react.
Yep. Exactly.
So, yeah.
It's cool, man. I'm super interested in this stuff right now because I see the value in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only reason. I'm not just trying to do this stuff to like be cool or show how tough I am or prove anything. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm trying to prove something to myself that I am the type of person that can do hard things, or I'm trying to prove to other people that they can do hard things. But that's what it's about. Like I now see the value in it. I felt the value in it, so I want to be able to share it. So I'm going to keep doing these things, and dude, if I can drag along one other person, James,
I'm in.
Or like me and Ken did that Calhaven Ruck, or if anybody listens to this, does it, and they see the value out of it, then it was a success.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a win.
Yeah,
because it's pretty powerful stuff.
Pick your hard thing and get outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Do it.
Seriously, if anybody's still listening to this and you actually choose something or want to choose something, talk to me. This stuff is really fascinating to me.
Yeah, I dig it.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got for today. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.